another tough loss for the Toronto Maple Leafs and their fans as their season ended in another Game 7 at the hands now to the Florida Panthers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to Studio B21.
Welcome, YouTube. Glad you're joining me.
Glad you're
joining us.
Yeah, joining us. You join us basically where we were about a year ago.
And the year before that.
And the year before that.
And the year before that. And
if you couldn't tell by our esteemed attire,
yep,
we are in the month of May, and you know it's truly May.
When?
Call back to the last year's video of us doing this. When the leaves are out.
When the birds are chirping.
The golf course is green, and the Leafs are out.
Out of the playoffs.
Oh.
Ladies, if you want a good man, get yourself a Leafs fan.
Because he's already gone through enough heartache to know better against cheating on you. He already goes through enough pain.
He goes through enough pain, and he's still faithful. Still wearing the blue and white.
Still wearing the blue and white, somehow.
A lot of questions now surrounding the Buds as they head into the offseason. But if you missed any of Game 7, here's a look at what happened. The Leafs were outshot 7-0 in the first few minutes of the first period. But when they finally got their first shot, it was close.
Nylander up high, along the line, to the net, rolled through, Nylander, Bobrovsky with a big stop.
William Nylander with a nice attempt. Now the Leafs would get a too many men penalty near the end of the first, and Joseph Woll made block after block to keep this at 0 after 1. To the second period, a bit of a delay as one of the refs got injured, but a few minutes later the game would resume and the Panthers would score.
Up ahead, Rodriguez gets it across, Seth Jones walks in, scores!
Panthers up 1-0, and well, it was 2-0 shortly after.
Back to Marchand. That one up, Wall in front, scores! Anton Lundell.
The bleeding would continue. Panthers would score 3 goals in just over 6 minutes. It was almost 4-0 to end the third, but there was goal interference made, so that one did not count. The Leafs down 3 after 2. The Leafs needing a big comeback in the third. Max Domi getting the Buds finally on the board.
Bobby McMann quickly. They caught him on a change. Domi in, scores!
Bringing some hope back in the building, but 47 seconds later, the Panthers would score again. The Buds unable to overcome the Panthers' lead, and their season is over.
It's pretty upsetting, to be honest. I'm pretty speechless. We had the passion, we had the drive. Game 6, they had us confident. And better luck next year, I guess. We'll get them next year.
How are you feeling tonight? What are you wanting to see from this team in the offseason?
Hopefully they're not spending too much time on the golf course. You know, they're working hard. They're getting ready for next year.
You know, I feel like, we just need to reevaluate our team, get some younger guys, I think we need to make some changes, some good changes. And hopefully, we can come back next year, maybe in 2 years, and hopefully win a Stanley Cup.
Devastated. It's like a bittersweet feeling. At least I never have to watch Mitch Marner in a Leaf uniform again.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, the big question surrounding them is Mitch and free agency. You would like to see them move on from him?
I mean, we've moved on from our coach, we've moved on from our GM, we've moved on from bottom 6 forwards. At some point, you have to realize it's an issue within the core.
How are you feeling after this?
Just a sense of disappointment. The Leafs were a better defensive and offensive team all year. We all thought that this is our year. It's going to be a little bit different. I was here at Game 6 with a lot of excitement and the build-up for that, and they played an awesome game. They just couldn't cut it this game.
Most of those goals, that all it took was 3 minutes to break the back of the Leafs. 3 minutes.
Yeah. The series ended when what's his name got injured.
Stolarz.
Yeah.
That Game 2 concussion on our main goalie.
Which didn't warrant the suspension, by the way.
Oh, I know, because NHL player safety is an absolute fucking bag of shit.
Yeah. When you play with the guy and you're head of the discipline committees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're okay.
So, couple comments from the fans. They don't want him on the golf course. Too bad a photo has already circulated of the Core 4 already at a golf course 3 days later.
Yeah, the previous Core 4.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're getting...
Which, to that point,
yeah.
Marner, it's been great having you. get out.
Yeah. Go join the likes of like Zach Hyman and, you know,
Yeah.
be really good somewhere else.
Take you. I know you just had a kid. I know you had that dad strength, but I'm sorry, man. You're gonna have to move. We're more than likely not taking you back. I believe John Tavares, JT, it's a 50-50 coin flip. He is either going to be gone or they are dramatically slashing his pay.
Yeah, you got
You are not
discount.
You are not even an $8 million player anymore. I would even put you at 3.5. And that's a generous home discount as well.
Yeah, you're a third line center.
I will say, this year, I love Berube as a coach.
I love the direction he put the...
Yes, he gets a pass to me because he gave them the chance of success. He changed the way that they were playing to a more defensive-oriented mindset, which was great in the Ottawa series, great for those first 2 games of Florida series, until Stoli got hurt. Now, in the coming days, since this game has ended, the thing, you can also go back to our video last year when we released another Leafs elimination last year.
Which is just the links up here somewhere.
Links up here somewhere.
Or down there.
Or down there somewhere. You will hear me calling for a certain team president's head to be on a pike.
Mr. Shanahan?
Mr. Shanny. It
I shook your hand in the elevator.
We cooked for you a lot. We back in our day at Scotiabank Arena.
It's the rib steak, medium rare rib, steamed broccoli.
It was steamed broccoli, and that was if we were going to win. If we were going to lose, you had the salmon.
The salmon, yes.
So that
with steamed broccoli.
That was our superstition in the kitchen, because Shanahan ordered from us every game, and someone would bring it up to his suite. But that's whatever. Essentially, Shanahan, you came in 2013? 2013, 2014?
Yeah, my first year.
Yeah. So, you had the 5-year plan. The thing that I equate your 5-year plan to is the Philadelphia 76ers. You had a process, you trusted it, and now, while we made it to the playoffs, it didn't do shit.
Oh, I think it's more like the Eglinton light transit line. where it's supposed to be done in 3 years.
Oh,
it's taking it 15.
Yeah, the LRT? Yeah.
Yeah, and it costs more money than the Hoover Dam.
That's an inside Toronto joke. That's an inside Mississauga and Toronto joke, for those of you who are wondering. But yeah, that was from the level-headed news reporter, filtering out the content to make it appropriate for whatever news station it's going on. Let's take a look at how the online fans feel, shall we?
Want analysis? You want facts? Watch Sportsnet or Bill Nye the Science Guy. Right now, I've got emotion, and that's what you all are going to get. The Toronto Maple Leafs have just been absolutely
before we get too deep in this video, I'm going to come back to this still frame of Marner yelling at the team if the lips I'm reading are correctly saying, wake the fuck up. How are you yelling that at your team when you don't have a drop of sweat in that hair?
The hair looks perfect.
That hair looks perfect. You are not sweating. You are not giving any fucking energy to this team. You hypocritic fuck.
Emotion, and that's what you all are going to get. The Toronto Maple Leafs have just been absolutely embarrassed on home ice, losing 6-1 to the Florida Panthers and losing for the 7th consecutive time a winner-take-all game. It was bad. I'm not even going to do a game recap. What's the point? Anyone who watched the first 5 minutes of this one knew exactly how it would go. But a couple of interesting stats from Sportsnet. The 75 shot attempts allowed by the Leafs were the most by any team this season through 2 periods. That includes in the regular season and playoffs. That includes Chicago or Anaheim playing teams like Carolina. Anyway.
your ex-girlfriend when you pull down your pants for the first time. Where the fuck's the D, boys?
The eventual 6-1 loss would equal the largest shellacking a home team has ever received in the NHL playoffs in a Game 7. So they got their ass beat basically as bad as a home team can get their ass beat in this situation. They were booed by Leafs fans. They deserve every single goddamn sound that the suits in Toronto gave them. Here's another really fun stat. In the last 5 Game 7s, how many goals do you think the Leafs have scored? All games combined. 5. 5 goals scored in 5 games. I don't know what else to say. And only one word comes to mind. Loser. These guys are losers. 7 winner-take-all games, and not one of the players can put in a hero performance to steal a win. Matthews, these playoffs, 13 games played, 3 goals. 3 goals. John Tavares, this series, a player I actually really like, 2 goals, all in Game 3. Mitch Marner in the last 5 games, when it really mattered for the Leafs, -4 with 1 assist. His legacy is going to be blocking a trade which could have seen the Leafs pick up someone who can perform in the playoffs, Rantanen. So what do we do here? Well, you can't get rid of Matthews. You just gotta hope he gets it together. Yeah, he was probably injured this season, but my biggest problem with him is he can't hit the net. He had 1 chance this game. It was a decent shot. Quick release, a little bit of sneakiness to it, but ultimately an easy save for Bob. Nylander, I like. I felt like he did bring it during these playoffs. Even on the 1 goal they actually got, he sacrificed his body so Domi could get the shot off. At least from what I remember, I'm not going to watch these replays again. Brandon, who's the real Leafs hardcore fan, says he wouldn't be super upset if they found a way to run back the core 4. If you believe what Berube showed year 1, maybe you can get better chemistry and consistency, but he's right. You can't have Mitch Marner at 14/8, and he's a UFA, so is Tavares. Let's look for some loyalty from players who haven't delivered anything at all. Mitchie was non-committal post-game on coming back. I don't think he's going to. I think he's not built for this. Go play in Utah. Have fun. JT, on the other hand, he 100% wants to come back, and I want him back as well. I don't think JT obviously is as he was in the Islanders days, but I think even with a decreased role, the Leafs want him. Could things have been different with Stolarz in net? I mean, maybe. I guess you could argue they played more defensively, trying to block shots and box out in the D zone, but Florida was still absolutely dominant in the forecheck, so I don't buy that at all. Toronto wasn't scoring. Stolarz wasn't the fault here. The thing is, say Mitchie walks, it's a weak free agent class. Ehlers, maybe look at him. I don't think you want like a Matt Duchene or a Patty Kane. I don't know, man. It's just so disappointing. Another year, another failure. What can you say? Shanahan, I think your time is up, buddy.
Honestly, really good points. Great coverage. Pure emotion, but basically, a lot of stuff we were saying.
7 Game 7s in a row.
5 goals in those Game 7s. 1 each.
3 playoff series wins in the last 25 years.
It's just another fucking year of disappointment, man.
And we never won a
round 3.
Round 3. We've been to a round 3
in 2002
versus the
Carolina Hurricanes, who right now have gotten their ass kicked by Florida. So imagine if we had actually got there, we could theoretically be on our way to the fucking final right now.
We never beat Marchand in the playoff round.
Exactly. It's basically the strategy is going to be whoever realizes they're playing the Leafs is just going to trade for Marchand in the trade deadline.
Yeah. And you're getting like a couple game winners.
Yeah. So MLSE, you're doing the right steps. You fired Shanahan. You're giving Trevelyan a little more power, which he's on his 2nd year, so I will give him another pass. But in the next 2 years, if it's the same performance from this organization, I will call for just burning MLSE to the ground. Ship Toronto off elsewhere, because the fans don't deserve a team that keeps choking like this.
At what point do you blame ownership for just owning the fucking team?
I know.
I'm sorry. I've been a Leafs fan. I've had the privilege of watching the Leafs fan at home and watching the Leafs away from home. I gotta say, like, if you're a Leafs fan, don't watch it in Toronto.
No.
Because there's more passion for the Leafs outside Toronto in the arena.
But it's also that passion that breeds the demons in the head as soon as the opponents get one win. Really, for Toronto to fully win a Stanley Cup, they need to go 16-game sweep. Because as soon as the other team gets one,
yeah,
you got Sportsnet, you got City Pulse, you got TSN going, are the demons in their heads? And it just transfers to the players, and it's just like...
As much as you can block that out.
Yeah.
As much as you can block that out.
Yeah.
The gaslighting is strong in that dressing room.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
And it's going to be a different dressing room next year, hopefully. But until then, we will be back next year.
I'm planning the parade already.
Oh, yeah, we are. Except right now we're planning the parade for Edmonton. Go, as much as I hate to say it, go Oilers.
Yeah, Zach Hyman.
He's out for the playoffs.
You know, but he'll get that ring.
He'll get that ring, which is deserved. And Canada will be saved by Connor McJesus.
Connor McJesus, the promised one.
The promised child. But what are your comments? What do you think the Leafs should do? Let us know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you again soon with another Leaf video. Maybe of disappointment. And if we flip a coin 100 times and it all lands on heads, maybe a video of jubilation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so make a comment on what video we're going to do next year.
Yeah.
Is it the Leafs in the playoffs?
It's one of those things where it's going to be like 97% disappointment video on Polymarket.
All right. Be kind to you. Be kind to others. Love you.
Bye, guys.